That's a fun wave right there. Definitely in the 3-foot mark. So you want to move to Florida, but you're not sure how many days out of the year you'll be able to surf. You're scared. Might not be able to get baptized enough. Might not be able to get wet enough to quench my thirst. I'm going to give you the answer. CJ Hobgood here with the Hobgood Real Estate Team, brokered by EXP. And I've Googled, I've looked for it, I've gone through my own experience, and it's tough. It's tough to put a number to how many days annually can you surf in Satellite Beach, AKA the Space Coast, AKA Brevard County. We are here in Central Florida. That's the Atlantic Ocean. Sun is rising. It's sort of blinding me a little bit. It's gonna set on the west over the Indian River Lagoon. And I'm here to give you the down low on how many days out of the year you'll be able to surf. I hit up my good friend Mike Watson, Surfline, chief forecaster for the Atlantic Ocean. Even then, dude, he started spitting out all this data, and you know realtors, we love data. And we kind of had to massage it a little bit to go, okay, 3 foot's the rideable zone. Yes, there's 3-foot days where it's poor, onshore. Some people love that. Some people like it when it's clean, glassy. But what we figured out was 3 foot or the waist high mark is when people get excited to go surf. They want to grab their board. They want to at least get wet. And then we found out we're using Hightower conservatively, a beach in Satellite Beach that I felt like wasn't going to inflate the numbers, but it's going to give us a nice average here. And like I said, 54% of the time, the waves were rideable in that 3-foot waist high mark. And that's equivalent to about 197 days out of the year, 200 for round numbers. I also want to drill down a little further and go, okay, if those are rideable days, like how many days out of the year is it fun? Can we determine that with the data, Mike? Like, let's look at it. Wow. Set of the day. And we found out at 40% of the time it was that 3+ mark where it was like, ooh, it's fun, like it's rideable, but it's fun. And that was about 40% of the time, or 147 days, 150 days for round numbers. So there you go, there you have it. If you're I only surf when it's pretty fun, you're getting 150 days on the Space Coast here. If you're a little bit more like me, frothed out Grom, you're surfing 200 days out of the year, no problem. And when you're not surfing, you're fishing like that dude over there is, but I don't think he's getting anything. Another thing, the temperature. I'm in my short sleeve spring. It's February 11th here, coldest time of the year. It was reading 69 on the Garmin dial. Water temp, I think average temperature in the winter is 71 degrees. I think the hottest time of the year, it's hitting that 77 mark, I believe. Go check the water quality around here. It's actually surprisingly really, really good. Rarely do I see moderate. Because if you're from Florida, then you go surf like California or wherever, it's just like instant sinus head cold because you're used to fairly good water. There's some people supping over there, sleep in the ocean. I saw a longboarder out earlier here, had a vest on. Another question I get all the time, dude, how hot is it? Good thing about being on the beach is you get a little sea breeze. It is hot, it is very humid. July and August being the hottest days of the year. So you do need to hit the travel button. You do need to think about the Costa Rica, Central America, Pacific Ocean vibe a couple times out of the year. And then I always like to say during the winter time, when these cold fronts come through, if you could slip down to Puerto Rico, price is normally good. That's a good one to get your fix, sort of get your butt handed to you. Waves got some power down there. Another thing, growing up here, you know, you sort of take it for granted, but people sort of come into this area and they're always like, people are really rad. Like the people are super friendly, and I call it that sort of middle class mentality. Like the symptoms are like, hey, gotta help my neighbor out. Like, well, what's going on? We're in a bouncy house for the block, all this other good stuff. As the prices have gone up, more people work from home, so this area becomes a bit more attractive. But I've always sort of had a keen eye, sort of like, okay, is it gonna erode? You know, is there enough money in it generationally? But nah, dude, man, the people, it's still rad, dude. I mean, the people here are the best thing about the Space Coast, like 1,000%. But there you go, man. That's the wave heights here, and stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna start pumping these things out, try to at least. But yeah, man, so if you're looking for a house, talking moving here, thinking about an investment, all that good stuff, done quite a few laps around the world, so I have a good understanding about this area, but also being able to compare it to a lot of other places in the world, and it's a special spot.